Hey guys, and welcome back to another Rising of the Shield Hero video. Don't worry, I'm milking this anime for everything it's fucking got, alright? Clickbait, thumbnails, everything, bro. Absolutely everything. This episode will be discussing episode 4 of Rising of the Shield Hero. Came out this past Wednesday. I haven't had any time to watch anything else because my college schedule was crazy, but I'm sitting down now so I can make this video and get it out to you guys for anybody that's still watching. So let's just get right into it. So this episode of Rising of the Shield Hero really got me thinking about how much this anime makes me hate the characters in it. And I got into some discussions online with people who were talking about whether or not the Rising of the Shield Hero is well written, or is like even if it's good, comparing it to other anime, saying that it's not well written, and like comparing it to these other hotshot isekais and other like fantasy genres that to them have more integrated or like more detailed settings or character designs or character interactions. And most of the time, while I am looking at these comments and just reading them, I don't usually participate. I'm what you call a lurker. But this kind of struck me pretty hard because people kept saying that these other animes or these other mangas and these other light novels are so much better written. And I don't necessarily like to compare a lot of series. Like, I will, if they're in the same genre, I tend to compare them, but comparing things across genres is not really something I like to do. But I don't think that Shield Hero is poorly written. In fact, I think that the Shield Hero is actually pretty well written. It's the only show as of right now that's made me hate the characters and the world so much. And I think that it's partially because of just the way that it's laid out. Like, Naofumi he appeals to a wide audience. Because, you know, most of the people watching this are going to be people who watch anime, read light novels, you know, all the kind of the more socially not outcasts, but so like they're part of a niche. And these niche people can really kind of insert themselves into Naofumi's place. He's not necessarily a self-insert character. He does have a little bit of tendencies like that, but they can really relate to him, and it really draws us into the world that is trying to be portrayed throughout the Shield Hero. And seeing the people and the nobles in like the arena scene and everybody absolutely just hammer on the Shield Hero, and it really just strikes a chord with anybody watching it because it makes you really hate everyone that is a part of it. Like, you hate the king, you hate mine, you hate all the nobles because they're such an asshole to this guy who's trying to protect them because of preconceived notions about who he is. And they had preconceived notions before he even landed. Since the first episode, people have had preconceived notions of the Shield Hero, and they didn't even try and get to know him or try and hear him out or anything, and they just take him at face value, and they just blindly trust whatever anybody else says. And it really makes you hate the world and hate all of the people in it. Like, I've never gotten so angry at people being that rude and that mean to someone before. And this is a fictional character. Like, I don't think that, you know, if people are being mean to people in real life, that it's necessarily any better. But for me to get so worked up about something that doesn't even exist, really shows how well crafted these scenarios are. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. But I really enjoyed how much it made me hate the people in it. And it's something that I hope is going to continue to be a part of this anime, is the comparison that I can draw between me and the main protagonist and the world, and how the world treats him. because that's a big selling point of this manga and this anime, is that this world sucks and it's not what it's cracked up to be, which has been a huge part of isekai recently with, Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer's not an isekai, but the fantasy genre, it's kind of dark, with like Overlord or just darker shows in general have been coming into the forefront of anime. We see this with the currently airing show The Promised Neverland, last season's Angels of Death, which was alright, but darker anime is starting to make a resurgence, and I really enjoy that kind of fantasy, those kind of worlds, is the darker tones, because it's not something that's touched on a lot, and I think it's really cool. And later in this episode, we see Raphtalia and Naofumi. We see them grow in their relationship, and when Raphtalia was released from her slave seal, and she just goes off on the spear hero and mine and the king, and she's like basically yelling at them, like, take it from the perspective of somebody in this world. This demi-human, who is already considered not as good as a human, has the guts to, after being so graciously, saved from this horrible person, to go and slash and lash out at the people who saved her, telling them that they don't know anything about him, and they just see these things and they just think this about him, and they don't even know him, and they can't judge him, and she just keeps yelling at him, and goes over and just tries to comfort Naofumi. And Naofumi, like, he was a complete asshole to Raphtalia. Like, he was at probably the lowest point up until now. Like, he lost Raphtalia, he had lost everything that he can't trust anyone anymore, and I think it really shows how the kind of person that Raphtalia is, because she's not letting him go. Like, she's reaching out her hand, he's slapping it away, she keeps reaching out, and she keeps going for him because the kindness that he showed her impacted her life. And it's kind of a sweet moment. It's kind of like, even if nobody else is going to be there for you, the kindness that you showed to her, and the kindness that he shows to people that don't see it, to the things that don't get out about him, like him saving the villagers, him being kind to Raphtalia, him doing what he can to try, and even if he is an asshole about it, to try and protect people, it really shows that his character is not done developing, and Raphtalia is really going to be there for him. And I think it's just a nice moment, and to see the awestruck faces of the spear hero and mine, and like all of those people after they see Raphtalia, who they thought was enslaved and like doing all these bad things with Naofumi, to just go over there and just comfort him, because she loves him and she's his companion and she wants to be his sword. It's just a really touching moment overall. I really enjoyed it. And they did finally explain why she looks the way she does. It's tied to her level, which I thought was probably going to be the case. But yeah, they did explain that. And the ending of the anime, or ending of the episode, is really nice, with that whole sky shot and them eating food, and the whole symbolism of Naofumi being able to taste the food again is really nice. It really added a touch of coherency, because up until this point he hasn't been able to taste anything because he's bitter, he's depressed, he doesn't want to be there, and Raphtalia finally gave him a reason to enjoy the world a little bit, even if it's not completely. So yeah, that's just my take on it. If you're still sticking around, this will probably be one of the last videos I do on this. I don't want to get one track minded. I am going to try and put out a scripted video, probably something on like what makes a good romance genre, or a romance anime or something like that. Leave a like if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, dislike it, comment below whether you think this anime is well written or not, because at the end of the day, discussion is everything, and we're a community, and we should really try and talk about these kind of things. So I hope you had a good day, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.